Gundam.tk presents Advanced Grade Age-1 Sparrow. Hey again everybody, it's Robert184 from Gundam.tk, which is GundamReviews.net. And yes, it feels like it's back in the day and Gundam Seed was coming out with a whole bunch of low-grade models of the Strike. In this case, it's the Advanced Grade 1/144th. To go with the normal and the Titus, it's the Age-1 Speed version, the Sparrow. This is a late 2011 release. It sells for 600 yen, and in the Advanced Grade line, it's number 7 in this 1/144th scale. I've been having fun building the Advanced Grade line just because the kits are so small and easy to put together, and I'm not putting in any of the minimal effort that I usually do, like lining. So to go along with the normal and the Titus, I could not pass up on the Sparrow despite the fact that yes, the HG is already here. It's a familiar look around the box for the AGs. You're going to have stats from within the game, and you'll notice that this is painted by a pro. The only weapon that it's going to come with is the Sheagle or Seagull blade, which is looking very 00-ish there with its green. Looks like it can clip on to the back skirt armor, which is going to be good. It explains the age system, how yes, it can advance and give Flit whatever he needs. And there's our pilot, Flit Asano, hero of the first generation. On the other side, they sell you on the supermarket game, and then as you scroll down, this is the thing I'm most interested in, yes, the block build system. You'll notice that you're going to have some blue and gray there in the limbs. I wonder how much they'll be when we actually crack it open. And the chest is going to be familiar for anybody who's built the normal or Titus. When you open up the box, you're going to get yellow, white, a card, and the gauging chip. You're going to get some red, some green, some blue, some gray, and the manual at the bottom. The box has the usual information, but it's cool to see the way it's put together, not the chest necessarily, but the fact that the limbs have 4 parts there sort of makes up for its lack of weapons. Here's the card, which is looking pretty sharp and showing off just how sleek the Sparrow is and how it has its knife in hand. There's a headshot along with pilot Flit Asano to go along with the chip, which is going to go inside and allow you to play that. Yes, that's a lucky number, 007. The A plate is going to give you all the white you need, and you're going to have the chest, head part, and a part for the waist, along with the back waist skirt with the big knife. And just to show you, it's sort of interesting that the A plate is, even though it seems identical for the Titus, that for the Sparrow, you've actually got a unique plate, and it says Sparrow and Titus right on here because these parts are different. The B plate is going to be the primary plate for this kit just because of the amount of blue in the Sparrow. You're going to have the 3 parts for the chest, which is identical to the Titus, but outside of that, you're going to have the top of the legs, the shoulders, and it looks like forearms. The C plate is almost the same size as the B plate, and you're going to have the familiar chest and arms part there, along with the waist, I should say. Then you're going to have some very, very gray legs, which are going to look like that's going to be the only color in the lower part, and some parts for some shins, and just compare to the Titus. Yes, the Titus only has the arms and the waist in common. A sideways traffic light here will round out the rest of the plates, and you can guess that the E and the F are going to be identical to the Titus and very familiar for people who have built the Age-1 normal. You've got those great green parts which look good for the eyes without seals, and that very intricate yellow which shows down on the waist and in the chest. But the D plate, it's a little bit surprising that that's completely unique. It's even labeled Sparrow, because of course compared to the Titus, it doesn't have anywhere near as much red. Every time I put together one of these Age-1s, I just find it amazing that you're getting 6 colors on all these plates for only 600 yen. When everything's completed, you're going to have a very blue-looking Gundam, although it is still nice to see those little details like the white on the back. The waist skirt is looking good with the red, white, and yellow there. The chest, of course, looks stellar. This whole backpack thing of the race car is going to not stand out compared to the blue of the rest, and it seems somewhat of a waste that they go to the trouble of giving you gray forearms and blue that's just going to be hidden on the back. The knife is white, which is incredibly dull, but at least it's a different color from the arm that's holding it. And the legs really come across as being a lot more gray than I expected from the promotional pictures, from the anime at least. But alas, if you like complicated posability, yes, this line is not going to work because the legs don't move at all, nor do the ankles, and only the arms, and they're going to go around as far until they hit him in the V-fin. And I suppose if you turn the head out of the way, they're just going to go back and hit the spoilers. So head and shoulders rotating, that is it. It's a triple threat height comparison here, and yes, the AGs keep getting bought because when I bought the Age-1 normal, I was so impressed with just how colorful it was. The Titus was great, I really liked it in the anime and didn't have the high grade yet. And the Sparrow, it's the same idea. Those early releases are going to keep getting me. But it's great to see this is the first time I've had all three in one place. The normal really does look like a normal Gundam, and it's sort of cool that the heights change here. You've got lower head height here for the Titus, and the Sparrow has a lot more height to it, especially with those long sleek legs. If you put those together with a high grade, he could actually tower above everybody. Sort of Nobel Gundam-y with his poses, I suppose. And also, it's just cool to see that they completely changed the whole look of the shoulders, the waist armors, everything about this. And back to the colors, I'm really liking that gray in there the more I see it, because if it was all blue, that would look a little bit too cartoony. Ironic, I know, for a cartoon. It's great that they have this much color added into the Titus's legs, and the Sparrow, if it was all blue, wouldn't work either, I think. And of course, just with the pose that you can see the Titus in here, you can see what a difference the high grade is going to make, as you've already seen from the reviews. But I've also got to say that I'm pretty impressed with this Advanced Grade GXs, and you can check out its review as well. And the Sparrow towers over both of them, although the GX's wolf's ears certainly help him a little bit in that height department. In terms of playability, because this blade here is going to have that peg sticking out, you can stick it in and it will work this way or the other way, I suppose. But putting it on the back is going to deprive you of any sort of dynamic posing there from the front. So with it in hand, it's actually impressive that the blade has a proper handle in there, so it should go in the right way. But other than moving that other arm slightly up and this one slightly across, all he can do is look like he's sitting down to go at a Thanksgiving turkey. Although the way he dealt with the Zetas in episode 10, his debut episode of Gundam Age, maybe I should say he sat down to some duck. So the final verdict for me, as always, is just because when you can pick it up easily in stores, it's certainly worth the price, especially with the high grade not being out. And for me, the most important thing being is just to complete this set. Yes, he's a unique character, and so it doesn't have the army building ability of a Gafran or a Genois one day, I suppose, although episode 10 showed that the Diva only has one. But what I'm talking about here is that he's a fun kit, he's easy to put together, plenty of color. The fact that you're getting 6 colors for 600 yen still just blows my mind, and to have these 2 here without the third would just seem wrong. I do like the height, I like everything about the kit and the MS design, which I wasn't keen on. The Titus certainly was better looking, I thought, when the MS designs were first revealed, but this one does a great job. In terms of weapons, the Titus didn't come with any. The Age-1 normal came with a shield and beam rifle. This one only comes with a sword, so it may seem down a few parts, but then again, 6 colors. What else can you do? If you had even the ability to twist the wrist off to the side and actually use that knife, I think it would be well worth the money, but of course you know the high grade is going to come out and be able to do that, and 10 times more. So what do you think so far of the Sparrow, as some would have you believe, or the Sparrow because of the RL thing? I'm just going to stick with Sparrow. It's great to have these 3, but what did you think of its debut in the anime? How does it stack up compared to other AGs? And more importantly, how does it stack up compared to other lead Gundams and their variations? I go back to Strike and Force Impulse. I suppose you could even go back to the F90 and things like that. But anyway, this whole idea of the 3 has really grown on me, and I can't wait to see Flit pull out the tool that he needs to go take out the UE no matter what they happen to be throwing at him. Anyway, everybody, Robert184, Gundam.tk, lots more reviews, AGs, HGs, and yes, I cannot believe that my collection is going to have a whole bunch of AGs, HGs, and MGs of this same suit. No word yet on 1/48 of them. But anyway, it's been fun to collect, and I hope you're enjoying these videos too. Thanks for watching. Please like if you do, and subscribe if you haven't already. See everybody. Really? Did you think me getting chopped up into little pieces is going to stop me? You don't do enough reading.